It's your boy Hustle's Home, and I'm back with another one. And today we're going to be discussing a rivalry in the lightweight division between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson. Now, if you know anything about what's been going on in boxing, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney been like posturing to fight each other for years now. You know, a couple years back, it was understood that this was like a future fight, as far as like this was a legacy fight between the two, you know, because they were supposed to be friends or whatever. And this is back when Devin Haney really wasn't like the guy he is today. So I don't think Shakur Stevenson looked at him then how he looks at him now. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Shakur Stevenson looks at Devin Haney as some kind of lick, and I think he's mistaken. You know what I'm saying? But that's neither here nor there. But what today we're gonna talk about is the all the stuff that's been going on behind the scenes, as far as like what I know, what I've been seeing, you know what I'm saying? And it is really the answer to all the tank protectors out there, because they don't even see the play, you know what I'm saying? But the play ain't even happening on the behalf of the fighters. The play is happening on the behalf of the fans, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like the fans is trying to put Shakur Stevenson in front of Tank Davis. What do you mean, hustler? What do you mean? I mean that everybody know that Devin Haney want to fight Tank Davis. Everybody know this. Everybody know Devin Haney been wanting to fight Tank Davis. Everybody been talking about this fight for years. You know what I'm saying? It's been a sparring, and who knows who won. Some people say Devin Haney won. Some people say Tank won. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of them things that in this generation it needs to happen. It's like the kind of like the Spence Earl thing without it being as big a fight, considering like Spence and Earl. In my mind, to me as a fan, it's equal. To me, Tank Davis versus Devin Haney is equal to Earl Spence versus Terrence Crawford, in my mind, you know. But all the fans are different. Everybody has their own little quirk on who they think gonna win. They got their own little, you know. But in my mind, I think, you know, is a big fight. Now, all this before everything started, before the Vasily Lomachenko fight, it was understood that this fight was a future thing, that this fight was gonna happen when they at 147 in the distance, you know what I'm saying? And that's because Devin Haney was under the impression that he was talking to a friend, in my opinion. You know, none of what I'm saying, I don't have no kind of factual context. It's just my opinion, you know what I'm saying? But still, after he fight, according to the public opinion, Devin Haney has this close fight with Lomachenko, and now I feel like Shakur Stevenson feel like Devin Haney's food, and in my mind, I'm kind of like torn between a rock and a hard place, because I'm like, yo, like, why do the people, and along with this, the new Shakur Stevenson fans, you know, because Shakur Stevenson is slowly coming up in popularity. He's the next guy. He's gonna be the next guy at 135. So he's slowly gaining popularity. He's slowly getting his fan base. But I feel like a lot of his fan base come from either the tank protectors or the Haney haters. It's the same exact top rank promotion tactic as Terrence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? Terrence Crawford literally used the Earl Spence fight to leverage his second top rank deal. He used the Earl Spence fight to leverage his David Avanesian payday. And he used the Earl Spence fight to leverage the deal that he got. He used the Earl Spence's want to beat him to his advantage, which business-wise, it's a genius-ass business move. But as a boxing fan, it was on some bunch of sucker shit. And I think that's what's going on with Shakur Stevenson, because a little bit after the Lomachenko fight, Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney is seen at some kind of like party or pool party or get together, and Shakur Stevenson sends bottle service over to Devin Haney with the sign that says, "Sign the contract." Boom. If you see this on the surface, pure baller move, pure, you know, let's go champ-esque, you know what I'm saying? It's pure genius as far as trying to get this fight. seemingly. You know what I'm saying? And after everybody blew this up, Devin Haney came on the internet and came on Twitter and he was like, "What contract?" Which shows that Shakur Stevenson at the time was full of cap. You know what I'm saying? Like he was it was a show. It was, I don't know if it's like harmless cap or it's just like he's showing out. You know what I'm saying? Because, some people, black folks like to show other black folks out for some reason. That shit is weird. You know what I'm saying? But and then like a little bit after that, apparently, Bob Arum sits because as far as I know, Devin Haney's team has already talked to Bob Arum several times about making this fight. Upon getting the Lomachenko fight, Bill Haney came out and said that he asked Bob Arum for a fourth fight option and for Shakur Stevenson, and he wasn't having it. So I mean, it's back and forth. But now, apparently, Shakur Stevenson was presented a 25% per split fight deal from either, I'm thinking Bob Arum, because nobody knows for real who sent this deal. Nobody knows. Shakur don't say, "Hey, not Tank, I'm sorry. Shakur Stevenson never said, "Hey, Haney's team sent me a 25% deal." He just came on Twitter, was like 25% is too low of a cut of the pie for me to want to fight. And in my mind, he's not the mandatory. Shakur Stevenson haven't beat nobody at 135. He has no belts. Devin Haney he just come off a pretty successful pay-per-view. He's the undisputed champ. He's defended undisputed twice. All the upside goes to the champ, And if you want to go by some numbers, you got people out here with the mumbo jumbo as far as like talking about like Devin Haney's last fight at home, which was 4 fights ago against JoJo Diaz, which did poorly. And as far as like the reports go, and I believe that was under the zone, so it ain't like really no real paper trail. But as far as the reports go, he sold 3,000 tickets, which is actually surprisingly low considering that Devin Haney is the type of fighter, like he's a professional boxer. He's an out puncher. I feel like if you are a pure boxing fan, you should like Shakur Stevenson and you should really like Devin Haney because these guys are like pugilists at heart. But Devin Haney been getting a lot of slack because he was getting slack from Mayweather because he didn't sign with Mayweather, and so he inherited the hate from the Mayweather fans, and then he got a slack with a little bit of Eddie Hearn a little bit when he left the zone to go to Top Rank to get the belts. So you got a bunch of like Eddie Hearn fans, he get a little bit of hate from that, and then he get a little bit of hate that his dad is the greatest promoter in boxing today. You know what I'm saying? His dad go on all the channels, have all the conversations with all the boxing channels, promoting his son, promoting his fighter, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of stuff he can't say out loud, but he talk a lot. I like it. I like that type of promotion. If my son was the undisputed champ, you wouldn't be able to tell me shit. I'd be like Lonzo Ball daddy. You know what I'm saying? I'd be out here telling everybody that my son was the greatest boxer of all time. Imagine if you raise your son up to be the undisputed lightweight boxing champion of the world. Like and that's why I don't get with the fans as far as like, the dads in boxing. It's like Tim Bradley came out and said he want to ban dad trainers in boxing. But if you look at the actual like kind of like history, the history lately, that's a really successful recipe. If you think about Floyd Mayweather, you think about Shane Mosley, you think about Devin Haney, you think about Teofimo Lopez, you think about Danny Garcia, you think about Sean Porter. These are all creme de la creme boxers who was cultivated by their dad. So I don't understand why a lot of fans would rather a fighter pick a stranger as a trainer than the ultimate motivation in your life, which is your dad. You know what I'm saying? I don't get that. But back to the situation at hand with all that, that's where I feel like that's where Devin Haney got his collective hate from. And then this spills over to becoming a Shakur Stevenson fan. It's exactly like what happened to who else did that? Somebody else inherited. Oh, Tyson Fury, like the Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder thing. Like Tyson Fury had all of a sudden all these surprise fans when they go up against Deontay Wilder, but like where they at now though? You know what I'm saying? Tyson Fury, he can't sell out a barbecue. You know what I'm saying? With free food. So it's like it's a bunch of man fans in boxing versus actually being a sport of the fans. So all the Shakur fans are more. It's kind of weird, bro. Like I feel like both. I feel like if you Shakur fan, you got to be a Devin Haney fan because they literally fight the same. They got 50% knockout rate. Literally, they're like the only thing difference in my mind. I feel like Devin Haney got better feet than Shakur. Like their jab is comparable, their straight is comparable, their defense is comparable, and a lot of people, yeah, statistically, Shakur Stevenson has better defense. But if you factor in the level of competition. Versus Shakur Stevenson level of competition versus Devin Haney levels of competition, it's not that comparable considering that Devin Haney's fought tougher fighter. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson has yet to have that fight to push him over the top. You know what I'm saying? But the other day, Devin Haney sent Shakur Stevenson. He called his bluff. You what contract you sent me? But here's a 25% split for you, brother. And everybody, it drives the internet nuts. Everybody's that's not a fair. I'm not gonna say everybody. All the Shakur Stevenson fans and all the people who I feel like want Devin Haney to lose say that this is an unfair split, 25, 75, 25. Now, if Shakur Stevenson was the mandatory, he would get a 25% split as per the rules for the WBC, WBA, WBO, and the IBF. In order for him to get a larger split, he would have to go through the WBC, which in black and white, the WBC mandatory split would be 30%. But they reserve the right to, based off of the money that the fighters made, they reserved in the past 3 fights, they reserved the right to adjust the split according to whomever deserved the more the lion's share of the pot, i.e. when Dillian White went to the court when Dillian White took Tyson Fury to court, because I believe Tyson Fury sent him a 70-30 split or something like that. Whatever split, Dillian White was not happy with it. He decided to go through all the process of challenging that ruling, and he wanted to get a larger percent, and he ended up getting a way lesser percent because Tyson Fury last fights was pay-per-view events with Deontay Wilder, so he got the larger. They adjusted their rule to give him less money. You know what I'm saying? So he ended up stepping on his own feet because he was being too greedy. And I feel like Shakur Stevenson may or may not fall under that little umbrella right there because he's been doing he's been doing free fights, and Devin Haney is off of a fairly successful pay-per-view. He's literally fresh off of it. The pay-per-view was his last fight. Now, after Devin Haney calls the man bluff on some cap shit, he denies Shakur Stevenson declines the deal. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I'm thinking, Shakur Stevenson, he just sent you an offer. All right. You don't like the shit, and you gotta send him a counter offer. And boom, today, my man sent them a counter offer. See, this is what I like to see. You know what I'm saying? I like to see these fighters. I don't like to see a person be like, oh nah, he asked for $7 million. I ain't fighting him. Boom, it's done. Nah, heck nah. Even though I feel like they both like they pit pattying at each other because Shakur Stevenson went to the WBC and asked to be mandated, but he want 50-50. That man want 50-50. So I'm under the belief what's good for the goose is good for the gander. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Devin Haney sent Shakur Stevenson a 25% deal because he didn't want the fight with Shakur Stevenson, what is this 50-50? Now, what do you think that this 50-50 deal is? So he think for 1 second that a person that sent him a 25% fight is gonna is gonna sorry for the dog, is gonna agree to a 50-50 fight. No, he know Devin Haney's not gonna agree to this 50-50 fight, bro. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna agree to that fight. So basically, what I think is gonna happen, I think Devin Haney just gonna move up to 140. I think he should move up to 140. Devin Haney has been needing to move up to 140 for like the past two since like 2018. I believe he said he was too big for 135 at 2018. You know what I'm saying? And he's been too big. He's been so like he's been so drained. Even Shakur Stevenson after the fight, I think after the weigh-in was like, yeah, he looked drained. I got him. That's when he started barking. That's when he started really barking. You know what I'm saying? But you know, Shakur Stevenson, man, even though I like both fighters, man, I don't respect no sucker shit, bro. I'm just going to say it how I want to say it, man. Shakur Stevenson been on some real sucker shit as far as this Devin Haney shit. He went on there, he told everybody that they were supposed to be friends, and then the first thing he do is put the knife in his back after his biggest fight. He go on stage and talk himself out of the mandatory spot by giving Lomachenko all the props and stuff. Shakur Stevenson, if you can hear this, man, you're not fighting Devin Haney. I don't think Devin Haney gonna fight you, bro. Not at 135. I don't think Devin Haney gonna fight Shakur Stevenson or Javon Tank Davis at 135. I think it's over for him at 135, and I hope it's over for him at 135. And I feel like Shakur Stevenson can make 140. If he can't make 140, then be the 135 champ. Run 135. You got your own little legacy going up. You know what I'm saying? You got Frank Martin coming up. You got a bunch of good fights at 135 that's not Devin Haney. You got Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? Tank Davis staying down there, because he's about to, when he get out of jail, I feel like if he sends Devin Haney a contract, it's going to be at 135. You know what I'm saying? And to me, I don't know. I feel like that's bogus as hell, but at the same time, that's his weight class. You know what I'm saying? I like both of them, But, yeah, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and at Hustle's Home. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Hustle's Home. That's it for today, y'all. I'm going to try to drop more videos. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to try to change up. I'm going to switch up a little bit. I'm going to talk about, like, current events. I need, because boxing ain't enough for me. Like, boxing ain't enough for me to upload daily. So I'm going to be doing a little mix. I'm going to try to do boxing, and I'm going to try to do a little bit of life stuff. You know what I'm saying? So look out for my new one. My new video coming out probably tomorrow. Don't forget to hate. It's not going to be boxing, though. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias. Thank you for your time, and peace.